Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck. 'Cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel and the ones that run on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show, whoa, whoa.
It's the Truck Show with your hosts, Lightning and Holman.
This episode of the Truck Show podcast, Have You Heard? Is proudly presented by Nissan. With the Frontier, Titan, and Titan XD, Nissan has a truck for every need, along with the legendary Nissan durability. Test drive your next truck at a local Nissan dealer today, or point your browser to nissanusa.com, where you can use the build and price tool to configure a Nissan truck that fits your lifestyle.
And when you're thinking about adding power or improving fuel economy, Banks has over 65 years of experience. Whether it's cold air intakes or exhaust systems, tuning, throttle control, charge air cooling, lubrication components, and much more, no one offers smarter, safer, 50-state emissions-compliant performance parts than Gale Banks. You'll find the best engineered parts for your truck at bankspower.com.
And when you're looking for quality, full synthetic lubrication for your truck, AMSOIL has you covered with motor oil, lubricants and protectants, grease, additives, and more. AMSOIL synthetic lubricants deliver wear protection, engine cleanliness, and fuel efficiency that conventional oils simply can't match. Find out how AMSOIL synthetic lubricants can save you money and time by helping your vehicles run better and last longer than with conventional oils at AMSOIL.com. When it comes to lubrication, AMSOIL is the leader in synthetics.
EGR now celebrating their 50th anniversary as a leading manufacturer of truck and SUV accessory products with headquarters right here in the good old US of A. As an Australian-owned, family-run business with humble beginnings, EGR is now a global leader in the automotive accessory industry. If you're looking for window visors, fender flares, tonneau covers, lights, hood guards, and more, you'll find them all at egrusa.com.
Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
Oh, hell no!
Oh, no, I have not.
That hit my brainstem. I'd like to apologize for all of our listeners who were just subjected to that horrible
That
noise.
was great. I love that guy.
All right, we got a lot to cover here in news, so we're going to knock through the list pretty quick here. Did you know that there were too many Ram trucks that aren't coming off the production line in good shape, and they have to go back to get quality controlled and fixed and quarantined?
No. What years?
Oh, new ones
like
that
right
they're
now?
making right now.
What? So wait a minute. Ram is not known for the quality, and you're telling me it's getting worse?
I mean, they're not bad quality. I mean, they're and by the way, they've been winning JD Power the last couple of years. So their quality's way up. Anyway, but
JD Power is like the first year of like.
Well, it depends. Nah, that's just one thing. That's initial quality. They have other ones too.
Gotcha.
All right. Anyway, Carlos Tavares, CEO of Stellantis,
said sorry.
He's been fairly open to different discussions. He made a disclosure. I guess it'd be a couple of weeks ago now. That he was talking that too many brand new trucks have to be repaired before it goes to the dealer. And he said that the what they call the direct run rate at some Stellantis plants is quote unquote not good. And that's not great. What the direct run rate is, it refers to the total number of vehicles that get the seal of approval from the quality control people without having to go back for anything, whether it's a paint blem or like a badge that's crooked or engine that won't turn on or whatever. The ones that are in perfect condition go straight to the dealer. Other ones go in quarantine. They're having too many that get pushed aside to get fixed.
Okay, so these are not necessarily ending up in customers' hands.
No. They get fixed before they go there. But what it does is it slows down the production line. It makes it inefficient.
Gotcha.
Tavares said that there are a bunch of different issues that could be causing this. And it's a problem, like the increase in manufacturing costs, the delays in delivery, all sorts of stuff like that.
Every single time a human or a robot has to touch a vehicle in its build process or after the fact, it adds to the cost.
Yeah, absolutely. What's also interesting is he said this. He says, quote unquote, we have not always been able in the production planning to make a production mix that aligns with the sales mix. If we don't do that, if you don't align the production mix to the sales mix, at one point in time, your inventory is distorted against what the real demand is. If it's distorted, some of the models and versions and trims, they stick in the dealer yard, and then you have an inventory problem. And I don't know if that is partially because people want the high zoot limited production trucks like a TRX. And they're like, no, you also have to buy work trucks. And then the fleets are like, we're not buying work trucks right now. And if you go down to the local dealer, there's a lot of stuff just sitting right now. So anyway, sounds like they've got some work to do over there.
That has just got to be a brutal job. I know from just a small aftermarket parts company how hard it is to predict how many you're going to sell.
Yeah.
And you might do something you never know. It could be one of 1,000 market forces that like push sales beyond what you expected. God, they could have a YouTuber. This is the greatest thing ever.
Everybody
all of a
knows
sudden they
about it.
sell like 1,000 extra vehicles, and it just devastates their inventory. Conversely, if someone says it's crap, then they just all sit there and collect dust.
So Tavares, the 65-year-old Portuguese businessman, he said that quality is improving, but the process has been, quote unquote, painful after they had to, quote unquote, clean up the mess. And it says there's been supply chain interruptions along with quality issues at other factories beyond where they make the Ram in Sterling Heights. He said some of the other issues were the Ram 1500 mid-cycle facelift launch. So things are swapping over right now. And so it slowed down production to swap over to the new model year with the mid-cycle action on it. Another interesting thing is back in 2021, he did say that Stellantis would keep all 14 brands for 10 years, and they would invest in all of them. And whichever ones were profitable at the end of the 10 years were the ones that were being kept. So, Ram is in no danger. But so on the European side, brands like Lancia, DS Auto, and Abarth, they're not doing great. And then over on our side of the fence, we have brands like Chrysler. Other than the Pacifica, everything else is dead. So
sucks.
What's happening over there?
Ugly and dead. Yep.
And then, not that Jeep is in danger, Ram's in danger, but their sales are definitely down. What happens to Dodge if the new Charger doesn't take off? So they're in a world of hurt, especially with the heads of state over there are basically kicking out all the Americans and
make some freaking more V8s, dumbasses.
And they're draining. It's almost like what happened with Daimler Chrysler when they came in and bought, or Daimler when they bought in and made it Daimler Chrysler and said, oh, it's the merger of equals. And instead they sucked them dry. I feel like they're doing that. Stellantis is doing that to these great American brands. And there's a world of hurt over there. And a lot of my friends aren't there. And it's sad to watch, to be honest with you. All right, too much on that. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No, I haven't.
Speaking of Stellantis, they have begun offering buyout packages for U.S. employees. So you know what that precedes.
Massive layoffs.
Well, I mean, if not enough people take them, that's step one.
Yeah.
Step two, steal underpants. Step three, profit. If you're familiar with South Park. Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
Yes. No.
Apparently, dealers are desperate to sell Chevy Silverado EV.
Well, the only one that I have seen on the road with my own eyeballs.
Was the one that was brought to your work location that we drove?
Nope, had a SoCal Edison logo on the side.
Well, there you go. So right now, apparently there are discounts of up to $16,000 under MSRP. And they're trying to undercut competitors by cutting that 20% chunk off. So that's that didn't look too good. I think people want their trucks to be trucks.
They're just, and they're also not great looking. They're okay-ish.
I mean, I saw it early and I was like, you guys sure?
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
Mm-mm.
Apparently, Rivian is no longer giving you a standard physical key or fob. Now you got to pay. It's an accessory now.
No way. So it's all through your phone.
All through your phone.
That's super lame.
Yeah, you can use the app or you can use the key card, but no key fob. You got to pay extra. I don't know if I like that.
No, I mean, I know some people that do they use a remote start on their phone and they use it to unlock and whatnot. But I think most people do need some physical object.
I hate having to go through menus to do some simple task like opening my door. Like on the Aria, I have the key in the pocket. I walk up, it unlocks. I get in it. I walk away, it locks. I don't even have to ever touch it.
And you know what else, too? If you're wearing gloves, you're in the Midwest or the East and it's freezing. What are you going to fumble with your phone?
Well, half the time your phone goes, it's too cold to operate. Yeah. It's mad. So,
or if it's too freaking hot.
Yeah.
Have you had lately? I've had that happen twice. I was in Havasu. It's got that thermometer on the front that says, I'm too hot, and shuts off.
I guess you get the key card one, but I still like having a fob. I'm old school. Yeah. Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
What you talking about, Willis?
Apparently, Arizona is suing FCA and Cummins for fraudulent diesel emissions claims and defeat devices.
Who?
Arizona. Man, that place is lurching purple.
Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable.
It's seeking penalties from both companies. Arizona's Attorney General claims FCA incumbents falsely advertised diesel Ram HD trucks to more than 23,600 buyers in the state. So according to this, it says that it's the same thing with the illegal defeat devices, falsely showing lower NOx levels under EPA emissions testing than what the 2,535 trucks actually emitted in normal operation. So this is the conversation that we've had on the show before. It also says that the defendants allegedly knew the conduct, placing the higher emitting trucks with these defeat devices in the state of Arizona. So I don't know. It said there was deceptive practices that harmed our environment and deceived customers, then they will not be tolerated, according to Attorney General Mays. So who knows? It just sounds like that is the story that won't go away. Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
No, I don't think so.
Apparently, all the Ford recalls that have happened lately, the billions of dollars that we've talked about over the show, is now up to about $25.5 million a day to Ford.
Whoa.
In recalls.
$25 million
a day.
A day. Let that sink in for a second.
Says that recall and warranty costs hit $2.3 billion over the last 3 months, costing $25.5 million a day. That's up $800 million compared to the first quarter. Ooh. So
we're going to pay for all that.
Ford has,
in new vehicle sales, we're going to pay for that.
Well, Ford has implemented several initiatives to improve the quality. So hopefully they turn the corner on that, because that is a wild number.
I wonder how much of this stuff is caused by human error, robot error, design error. Like, does it start all the way
supplier
issues with the mechanical engineer or the electrical engineer, or is it just a numbnut on the assembling the thing that just puts the wrong torque spec on the
they can't do that.
Or something,
there's no way to do that. Every gun and every tool is computerized and records every process according to every VIN. So when you pick up your lug nut tool and you go, it stops at exactly the torque and it records it, so you could go back in time and go, these were the values on this singular truck that was assembled.
So it's what you're saying then is a defect in design.
I'm not saying anything. There's a lot. There could be a supplier.
Yeah.
It could be manufactured incorrectly. It could be cost cutting. It could be somebody skipping a step. I don't know. I'm just reporting the news. I'm not a commentator here. I'm just the straight newsman.
Okay.
Sometimes when I want to be.
Okay.
Hey, Lighting, did you hear?
How about no?
Your beloved Recaro filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah. How and why? How are they over leveraged?
Well, check this out. According to the German outlet Auto Bild, the trade union got the announcement as a surprise.
Ouch.
And didn't even know it was coming.
Recaros are in the new Ford Raptor R, correct?
Yeah, they're in the ZL1. They're in all sorts of stuff.
All sorts of amazing high-end
builds. Great seat. How could a company like that, founded in 1906, that has been it's been Recaro since 1963 and has done automotive seating, in some of the greatest brands in the world, be here?
I think
that's sad.
It's like,
if not Recaro, like who? There's lots of seat manufacturers, but there's very few out there that have that name cachet that an OE is going to place in their vehicles.
No one's racing out to get a Corbeau. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe in the aftermarket, but it's nothing wrong with Corbeau.
I'm not saying they just don't have the cachet in the name. I'm wondering if this is like, what can take down a company?
Private investment firm.
So that, for sure. Do we know who Recaro's owned by?
Well, the seating firm Adient sold Recaro Automotive 4 years ago to Raven Acquisitions.
No. Dude, have you seen what's happening in the aftermarket? I mean, all of these acquisitions, they're just bonkers.
Ruining a bunch of companies.
It's crazy. There was a time that I think, like, these big investment firms didn't really understand the aftermarket.
Yeah, and they still don't.
Now they're just coming in and they're like, I own a steel mill, so I'm going to buy things that are made out of steel.
Right.
So I can sell my own steel to the wheel company or something like that. And they don't understand wheels, and they just destroy it. Yeah. They thrift it, and they ruin the brand that some entrepreneur created. Sorry. Tangent, go ahead.
Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
No, haven't heard.
You'll be happy to know that the Ram HD trucks that are getting a mid-cycle refresh for 25 Are you ready for this?
Yeah, waiting.
Regular cab coming back.
Wow.
So that's cool, right?
I was walking down the block the other night, and I go, look at that regular cab, Chevy Silverado. My wife's like, so what? I go, do you understand how rare those are?
No, it's awesome.
They're only in like racetracks do I see those things.
I would love to get just a regular cab, long bed, just pickup truck. I'd love just like a old 7.3 with a stick, just to move a tractor around.
Yeah, you know what I want? I want a 66 Chevy C20, patina it out with like a cool 350 in it.
You ruined that magic. Anyway, the latest spy photos.
Oh, I didn't tell you. Remind me to tell you something off air about this. Oh my God.
You're going to leave that in the recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo!
All right, so
this is a doozy.
The latest spy photos show that the 2500 Bighorn regular cab long box 4x4 is happening. And so the regular cab continues to be part of the lineup for 25. So Ram enthusiasts should be extremely happy because you still can't get a regular cab 1500, unfortunately. So I'm interested. Truckshowpodcast@gmail.com. Who out there still loves regular cab pickup trucks and maybe even has non-work truck, regular cab, long bed? I want to hear about it. Why'd you choose it?
What about the dudes that are turning TRXs into short bed, single cab short beds?
That's cool.
There's like 5 of them now.
There's a few of them out there. I think that's pretty awesome. Spy photos say regular cab, Ram people, be happy. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
Remember how I'm like, hey, Lightning, this new Grand Wagoneer is pretty awesome, and you're like, no, I hate it. It's ugly.
Not a fan. No, it's a big it's a Suburban wearing a top hat.
Well, the 2024 J.D. Power U.S. Automotive Performance, Execution, and Layout, the Appeal Study, has a couple wins, and in the large SUV segment, it's the Jeep Wagoneer. Why are you buzzing that? It's awesome.
Didn't you see that guy trying to change like an AC vent and he had to take the entire interior apart?
Yeah, so that wasn't solid.
That's some bogus.
Ram is 5 years in as the second ranked mass market brand in the U.S. Appeal Study. So people still want Rams and they still want Grand Wagoneers, despite what Lightning thinks. Mm-hmm. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
You love the Cadillac Escalade, don't you?
I love the one that Gail's daughter, Liz, who actually runs the day-to-day of our company.
Yeah.
She has got this crazy, like, pearlescent, deep green.
You're going on tangent again.
No, I'm telling you that this is
We've talked about
awesome.
it. Lighting, I'm holding up the stop sign. Stop. I'm holding up the stop sign.
Yes,
I'm pointing at lighting.
like the Escalade.
Thank you.
With
now,
the diesel.
That's not the setup. You're not good at this. Let me say, Lighting, you like the Escalade, right?
Yes, I do.
You like diesel engines, right?
I sure do, Holman.
No, that diesel Escalade, great vehicle that was well received by the buying public, right?
Please don't tell me they're getting rid of it,
no,
Mr. Holman.
Diesel Escalades going forward.
Oh, no. Panic.
2025
Panic.
Cadillac Escalade will not have a diesel, so... this is why our shows are 8 hours long.
Is it hard to play along with me?
It's hard to do a lot of things with you some days. It's definitely it's not easy. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm running out of steam here. Lighting, have you heard?
No, God, no.
No, I haven't heard.
You sure?
No, I'm not sure.
Of course you're not.
No. I've heard a lot of these stories. I just play along.
Well, you know the story because you said it to me, and it's the fact that old GM put a patent in for having some sort of drone stuff with your truck.
Oh, yeah. If you break down, they come and find you with a drone. No. The drone launches out of your own vehicle, which is weird, right? It's it's part of the vehicle, and it detaches. It's like Mr. Roboto or Mr. What is it? What's that? That flying robot? Yeah, it's Johnny Sacco and the flying robot from the 70s.
Do you think our listeners are done with us at this point? We're like, hey, we're going to do a 15-minute
They tuned out
episode.
20 minutes ago.
All right.
Right after the intro.
On that note, let's end it. we failed.
What about the drone? You going to say anything about it?
I don't know. We failed to lower the suckage on this one. Sorry. The only drone we have in this podcast is us going on and on.
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis with production elements by DJ Omar Khan. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and give us a 5-star rating. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to show your support than by patronizing our sponsors.